What's up? This is Paintball channel, where we're going to talk about paintball stuff. I don't know what. I never know what. We always kind of wing it, and it ends up turning out. I end up being able to talk for a decent amount of time. I keep wanting to plan stuff. I keep wanting to plan topics. It just gets so busy during the week, you know? Like, yeah. And I don't know why chat is so far behind again. I know I hit the, like, whatever thingamabob. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I always want to plan stuff. This week has been so busy, though. I have coming up pretty soon here. Monday I leave for again. I leave again for like 10, 11 days. Technically 10 days. So yeah, we'll be gone. So during that time, there's just bunches of work and just getting caught up so that everything that needs to be done when I'm gone, you know, is all taken care of. Pretty much. I'm gonna switch over to something really fast. I want to make sure that this is all good. We're having some internet problems today. The internet, I don't know, Comcast. I have Comcast, and they were doing some work outside, so I was losing internet in and out consistently all day today. So that was kind of annoying. Looks like we're good though. Yeah. Hopefully everybody's well. Definitely coming up pretty soon here in a couple days. On Tuesday, definitely going to have a review of this weird thing. You've probably seen these on the internet already. It's not like some new crazy thing. I've talked about it multiple times. This is the VMech M1 hopper. Yeah. VMech M1 hopper. You got to wind this thing up to make it work. It's pretty awful. You can see right there. It's actually not that bad. I don't know. You'll see in the review where I definitely go way more into detail about the thing. Yeah, so you got to wind it up on the back. The thing that I find kind of ridiculous is that you wind it, right? Which is whatever. So winding it up. Just listen to how loud this is. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm just going to talk right here, and then this is probably going to be so loud that the microphones don't pick it up. So for me to be like, you know, a reasonable level talking to you guys, we have to have the microphones. So microphone will pick up whatever. Goes up to this volume, and then when it gets to a certain level, it'll just cap out and can't get higher. So this is definitely going to destroy the microphone. Just listen to this thing. I probably deafened half of you. It just maxes the mic out, so it is so loud. In comparison, listen to this TFX. It's like it's not even on. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Like, it's so loud. Oh, that was barely any of it. David, I totally missed your super chat. Thank you, sir. What did you say? You said EMech or up downgrade my GTech. What? I gotcha. I get what you're saying. At one point I was saying that was making the GTech a GMech was kind of a downgrade. Honestly, I would get the EMech. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? For the, you know, another $100 you can get a whole entire gun. I've totally forgotten how much the GMech frames are. GMech frames are 130, right? I've totally forgotten. I know that now I'm used to seeing them and like people buying them as a bundle, so I've like completely forgotten how much the frame is. Just the frame. Where's my voice at? Yeah, 130. So yeah, I think you gotta think the whole entire EMEX 220, right? So $220. To make your GTech mechanical, it's $130. So yeah, it's cheaper, but I think I like having two guns, right? You end up with a backup, so if something happens to the GTech, or maybe something happens to the EMEC, you got a backup. You could loan something out to a friend. You could play mech and then go play electronic, and yeah. I definitely like the idea buying a whole entire gun. I had my G-Mech. I know I talked about I wasn't sure if I was going to keep the G-Mech or not. Or the E-Mech, I'm sorry, I have an E-Mech. I wasn't 100% sure if I'm keeping it. I'm definitely keeping it. All about it. Christopher asked if there was, right there, somewhere, if Planet Eclipse had a plan to make a mechanical or the E-Mech frame for the Etha 2s. No, I highly doubt it. That would be weird. They would really start to make too much stuff. I don't think they should do it, and I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think the G-Mech frame came up just because they wanted to experiment. I think Jack was just like, I wonder if we could do this, and then they did it, and he was like, what do you guys think of this? And then everyone went crazy. I don't think they had it like on the drawing board as like a product release thing. I think they were kind of surprised by how much people actually wanted the frame. William Bidwell asked, why do axes have such bad resale value? It's not... We'll say axes. Not just axes. We'll go with lots of paintball guns, right? So, well, not just paintball guns. This is everything, right? Resale value is bad on the axe because the supply is so high. Everybody's trying to sell them, right? So what happens is, paintball gun comes out, right? It goes on the market used for $500 used price, we'll say. Then someone else puts theirs on the market for $450 because they want to sell it. And then that just snowballs, and then you get real low prices. Because there's so many people selling them. You got to be competitive by having a lower price. And, yep. That's why the axe price is low. Nick, you want me to help you with Algebra 2? I could help you with Algebra 2. Probably not live right now, but that is something I could probably do. I'm a math fan. Fan of maths, fan of the sciences. I probably should have been a scientist. I was thinking the other day. I was like, I forget who said it. There was someone I was listening to speak, and they're like, I'm not an artist. I was never an artist, but I was an artist type. I'm like, man, that's a good way to describe myself. I'm not an artist. I'm not a painter, a sculptor. I'm not good at that stuff. But I seem to have like that like mentality or whatever. I was like, man, that's a good idea. I don't know what made me think of that all of a sudden. Someone said something. Someone said something that made me think about it. I don't know. Yeah. Sciences, that's what I was going on. Matthew, LV1 or Lux Ice? I'm definitely going LV1. But man, like I'm always saying that. I'm constantly on the like buy the most consistent, most reliable thing, and I just think that the LV1's going to be a little bit more reliable than the Lux Ice. People may call me a fanboy because of that, but I think it's fact at this point that the LV1's more reliable than the Lux Ice. We're experimenting with the light really fast. We're going to turn that down. Yeah. I'm going to go back to my chat room here. Go through what's in the background. I seem to do that all the time. I seem to do that often. There's a picture of me right there. Let's get that. Well, it's not really like just me. That'd be weird. Just a portrait of myself. I'm not that crazy. That's my sister and I. This is like story time. Oh man, it's so bright though. The problem is that light. That's me and my sister. Says that I was... That is definitely not right. Says that I'm 11. I was definitely not 11 in that picture. That's probably... I was probably 15. We're gonna guess. Somewhere in there. Pretty cool. I don't know. There's just a bunch of crap back there. Definitely have books. There's a bunch of camping stuff that we're going to have to get out here pretty soon when we leave on Monday. Yeah. Ethan wants to know if he should get a Mini GS. Yeah, why not? Mini GS are great. buy a Mini GS. Sure. Fantastic paintball guns. Fantastic paintball guns. One thing that I do want, Nick Woodman said, where am I going? I'm going to go backpacking for 11 days around a lake in California and Nevada. What was I talking about? I've been so busy and all crazy lately that I've I don't know, gone all over. I was totally talking about something and totally lost my train of thought. No idea. Yeah, anyway. So in a couple weeks here, definitely want to, probably 3 to 4 weeks for live streams. Don't die by the fire. Yeah, seriously. Don't tell me about it. We've talked about that. There's so many wildfires. Yeah, a couple weeks here. I'm going down to, I want to go to Extreme Paintball in Modesto, California on a Thursday night and do a live stream with 2 other people. So the objective I would like is, I don't know, what would I like? I would like 3 of us sitting around a table and then talking about paintball stuff. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh no, we'll see. The stream is kind of choppy, by the way. Well, I don't know why it would be. Where CPU usage is fine. Bandwidth is fine. Maybe no one else is saying anything. I don't know. Why do you feel like player numbers have gone down? Wyatt asks. I don't know. Have they? Comparatively to what? Last week? I'm gonna put this away. And what else cool do we have over here? Nothing really crazy. Yeah. I don't know, nothing else really neato. Nothing else that neat. D-Rock, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, sir. Or ma'am, miss. I don't know. ABC Nick Woodman did. Thank you, Nick. Much appreciated with a $2. You asked or said something at least though. What lens do you recommend for rec ball? Anything. I think it depends on the playing conditions, where you're playing, and whatever's going on, right? Yeah. It's hard to say. If you play in the woods a lot, clear and yellow are probably going to be better. Clear, just whatever. It's clear. Yellow kind of helps contrast a little bit, so stuff sticks out a little bit more when it's a little shady. If it's sunny, smoke. That's what I would say. That's what I'm going with. But somebody asked, I forget where that comment went, something about the Axe Pro versus Etha 2. So the Axe Pro is technically discontinued. There still might be, well, there's definitely still paintball stores and stuff with Axe Pros, so that doesn't mean that the current Axe Pros are bad that people have, but they're definitely going away. So, yeah, there will be, I believe, a new Axe Pro in about 3 months. I believe at World Cup, maybe a little bit before World Cup, we'll probably see a new Axe Pro. But that's going to be difficult because the Axe Pro is going to be quite a bit more probably than the current version. I mean, I would imagine the thing be $800, something like that. So comparing it to the Etha 2 at that point is going to get a little difficult. It's going to be probably more comparison to like the G-Tech 160R or the other Planet Eclipse gun that's going to come out in that price range. Yep. How do you feel about paintball media? Like, there's 2 ways to ask that question or find out what you mean. So like paintball media as in like paintball media, or like paintball media, like paintball media. Paintball media is actually like a brand company that, GI has something to do with. I don't know. We don't really have much. I mean, there's. It depends on how we define media. Like, I mean, there's lots of people out there making like highlight videos and taking pictures, but there's very few people, or I would say there's less people, like covering paintball, like talking about products and tournaments and whatever, playing paintball actually, talking about paintball. So there's not much of it. There's not much to say. I mean, there's very few of us. I think that it'd be cool if there was more, but then again, if there's only going to be a certain limit. I mean, we can't have like 700 YouTube channels for paintball. It just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. Is that Saint Pepsi in there? I have no idea. Is Saint Pepsi in the background? I have no idea what that is, so no. Oh, say this, no. Is the reflex engine worth it for the Insight? I honestly don't know. I honestly could not tell you that. There's Eddie. Okay, Eddie. I was talking about Eddie. Eddie. In like 4 weeks, I want to do a live stream with you and Junior. I was kind of just talking about that. Man, what day? It was like the 14th or 13th of September or something like that. Something like that. Anyway, the reflex engine for an Insight. I mean, for me personally, I don't feel like the Insight's worth enough money to spend money on, right? Like the gun's worth like $300. It seems crazy to me to spend like $100 to $200 or whatever they're asking for the reflex engine. So I personally would not. Eddie, why can't you? We're gonna have to figure out another night. I really would like to do that. I think it'd be really fun. I think it'd be cool. Anyway. Super Game East tomorrow. Dan is going to. Yeah, so I don't know. Reflex engine? I don't know. Michael Jackson wants to know. Probably a different Michael Jackson. I think probably so. Is there a better paintball for woods ball? The graffiti stuff seemed to break on leaves for me. I would say the graffiti typically would probably be one of the better woods ball paints. Honestly, maybe something like the Marbleizer, but the graffiti, I mean, that's what I would recommend to people. If it's breaking, like if you're trying to shoot like through a bush and it's hitting a couple leaves, I would say that's not typical for graffiti. So I'd just try it again, honestly. I don't think that there's a better paint for it, because all that like graffiti and redemption shoots super straight, and it's going to be a little bit harder than the other high-end paint. So, yeah. I think it's awesome. Dulles! Thank you, Mr. Dulles. That makes me think of, like, Dulles Airport. Nice name. You ever considered a banner saying, buy the Ether 2 for all gun questions? It's possible. Love the channel. It got me into paintball. That's like, I don't know. I just find that like crazy to me. Hold on, I'm actually screenshotting your super chat comment. One thing I've started to save comments that people leave me, like cool comments like that are encouraging. So thank you. It does mean a lot. It really does. And it is crazy to me that, like, people started playing paintball because of this channel. That just blows me away. Like, I never thought that would happen. That was never my intention. You're not the only person to say that, so that's crazy. It's much appreciated. It really is crazy to me. It's crazy. Yep. What are your What are your dietary choices to stay fit? I don't know. I eat extraordinarily healthy, so I probably am beyond typical for diet. So, like today I had carbohydrates. That's the first time I've had carbohydrates in a long time. I've just felt really, like, kind of weird lately, so I'm trying new dietary things. I'm getting rid of some of the started taking creatine for a certain couple reasons. Cutting that out. Yeah, dietary stuff. Just eat as many fruits and vegetables as you can. I mean, that's the ultimate answer. The ultimate answer is just eat a ton of fruits and vegetables. Anyway. Ooh. See, I don't know. It felt weird lately. Well, creatine, I'm taking creatine not necessarily for muscle development. It's more to try to like stave off Alzheimer's. There's a lot of evidence that creatine, certain levels of creatine stacked with something else called coenzyme 10 can help long-term memory. So we're trying that. Brad, you're not vegan, right? No, I'm not vegan. I would say I'm vegetarian. I mean, I don't know. I just don't eat meat, really. I mean, No. Anyway, we're not going to talk about this nonsense. How's that cocker build? Jeffrey wants to know. It's going. Definitely have. So, a couple things. I have all the pneumatics picked out. I'm just going to go with all the Inception pneumatics. Inception Design pneumatics, Inception Design internals. Levi first wants to know real quick. Levi F with a $2 super chat. What's the hand in the background? Literally just a hand. It's literally a hand. So when I had a paintball store, Jordan, well, what's this too real quick? Jordan, with I think in $1.99 super chat. Have you ever thought about playing with subscribers? Yeah, do. I mean, whenever I'm at the paintball field, I mean, I always tell everybody when I'm going, and I'm like, come say hi and come hang out, or whatever. I'm not at the stage. Maybe at some point we'll have like a meetup or something, but there's not enough, right? Like this channel's not that big enough. I can't be like, having a meetup, in Sacramento where I live. There'd be like 5 people show up. So it'd be like, it wouldn't be cool. Everyone's too spread out. But yeah, I'm totally down for it. So this hand is at a paintball store. I had a bunch of these. They were great. They were a cool way to like put gloves on mannequins, and you could like prop the hands up. And some of the guns in a case we had a big glass case that we'd put guns and stuff in. Put the gun in the case, and you could like put the hand on it like it was like holding it. So it was kind of cool. Anyway, that's what those were for. I had like 15 of them. I just kept some of them. They're neat. They're made out of wood. You can like stand them up and do all kinds of stuff. So Cocker build, so definitely, I haven't fully decided on everything yet, but definitely Cocker is going to have Inception pneumatics, Inception internals, and then Meteor Paintball have been kind enough to help me get a body. That's all I know. I kind of want to do that Shock Tech Gunfighter frame, but it's so much money, I don't know yet. I'm not entirely sure what frame I'm doing, but it's coming. So in all the internals and the pneumatics I have, they're not here, but they're ready. I just got to get them. So it's coming along. So hopefully next month and a half is when we maybe see that first video. 2 months, somewhere in there. Might be a little bit later. Yeah, it's definitely a new body. It's definitely a 2K plus whatever that takes the 11/16 valve. God, I always get those two mixed up. That's why fractions are dumb. Is it 11/16 and 9/16 valve? I don't know. I always forget the numbers. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's gonna have the bigger one. I don't know if it's 9/16 or 11/16. I forget. Yeah, CCM stuff. Randy. So CCM stuff's hard to get hold of, and I also kind of explained that with some of the Cocker stuff, I would like to, if I'm able to, get the stuff that's kind of easy to obtain. Right? There's not a lot of CCM stuff out there. When I can just order, I just ordered the pneumatics and the internals all from Inception. It's over. So. 11/16's the newer one. Okay, I thought so. I'm like, I just can't, I don't know, whatever. I thought so. I'm pretty sure it's 11/16 valve. I don't know. We'll find out. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. So I just ordered Inception stuff. Pretty much done. Definitely gonna do. I think I might do an AKA rig. I don't know. I still haven't 100% decided on the rig. Either CCM or I'm sorry, either CP, AKA, or Palmer's. I think those are the 3 regulars I like. I don't know. They seem kind of interesting. Yep. D-Rock again. My question is above. Okay. Well, how far above? I don't want to like scroll forever. There we go. But that's not typically. That makes it hard to find that stuff though. Only play once a month. Clean and lube marker right after play. Someone with a crazy Jose. Hold on. We're skipping. D-Rock, you've been skipped for the considerably larger super chat. Jose. It's much appreciated, you guys. Like straight up, like this paintball thing does not make lots of money, and as most of you know, this is really my full-time job. There's a few other things I do on the side to supplement this, but at some point, I want this full-time. My goal is to have an employee. That's my real goal. I'm gonna talk to somebody about that this weekend, having an employee. But the only way that's going to happen is me having enough money. I'm not asking for money. I'm just now rambling. But I do want that. I want to have an employee. That employee, I think, would allow way more stuff. Like, way more. Like, I don't know. I do everything, and it gets overwhelming at sometimes. So, anyway. Your super chats help facilitate that growth of this channel and just simply allowing it to stay around. So Jose and everybody else, thank you so much. D-Rock, you actually asked something though. You said, only play once a month, clean and lube marker right after play, or clean and lube the day before play, or both. Gear has to stay in garage. First of all, I would try as hard as you can to take your gun inside. Just your marker, right? Like if you can wrap, I don't know, for whatever reason you can't bring it inside, like your parents just don't want it inside, or whatever the case, I'm just saying parents, I don't know who you are. If whoever it is just doesn't want it inside because they don't like guns, or because they don't want to get stuff dirty, or whatever the reason, try to see if you could just get it inside. Just wrap it up in something, or whatever it is. Be like, I'll keep it in this thing under the bed, or, I don't know, on the shelf, whatever it is. Just because when O-rings and grease and metal and electronics and whatever it is, whatever gun you're using, goes through massive temperature changes like garages can do, right? So like here in Sacramento, it could get, on a crazy spring day or fall day, it could get 40 degrees at night and 100 degrees in the day. And that means the garage is 110 or something like that. And that's a big shift for those metals. So, and the grease and O-ring stuff. So try to store it inside. And I think 2 things about when you should grease. There's tons of videos on this. I think there's a video about like how to grease your paintball gun, and I talk about all this. But 2 things, right? If you're playing once a month, right? I think cleaning afterwards, you should do that. And I think you should grease before you play every time. So if you play Sunday, do it on Saturday. I'd say grease, make sure you have air and batteries and everything so you can put fresh grease on your gun so the next day you have fresh grease. And then also at that time you can shoot the gun and like make sure it works and everything. I don't know if it's super critical to put grease on when you're storing it only for a couple weeks, but if you're gonna store the gun for an extended period of time, let's say 6 months or longer, just throwing it out there, 6 months, a year or something like that. Longer than that, you should probably grease before you put away so that, yeah, in good shape still. A long-winded answer. There's a whole video on this too, so you can go watch that stuff. Frederick Fitzgerald. Actually, I always like the name Fitzgerald. I think I just like the Z. You get like a Z, it's kind of cool. Not many names have Z's in them. Headbands, yeah. Headbands, I final approved and made final payment on production yesterday. Actually, I just literally saw a voice email pop up from them. Hopefully soon. It's out of my hands at this point, so yeah. 15 designs, hopefully soon. There will be, again, they're gonna be cool, sweet ass denim. Sweet ass denim. What, so, hold on. I seem to talk about this every other live stream too, so if this is redundant, sorry. But Paintball Ruin My Life headbands, denim, cotton, super comfortable, easy to tie. This is actually an 11 ounce, so this is like super heavy. This is so heavy, it's actually hard to tie. It's 11 ounces, it's really heavy. Like there's not, all the Sandana ones, the high, like not high end, but the desirable old school ones are all 10 ounce. So this is even heavier than that. It's a little too heavy. The new stuff I think is 9.8 or like 9.6 the new stuff will be. So it's gonna be a little bit lighter weight than this. So it's just easier to tie. It's gonna be not noticeable. Like you'd pick it up and you could tell, but it wouldn't be like, oh man, this one's way thinner. So it's gonna still be like super strong. Yeah. Price will probably change because there's so much more involved with making those and getting those. The price, my price has definitely gone up. Yeah. So they'll go up a little bit. Probably just a teeny bit. Probably just a 25 from 20, not like doubling. Like my price almost doubled. It won't pay that much more. Randy, I'll take that 11. That's the super prototype. That one's mine forever. Maybe that one will be in a museum, the Smithsonian one day. When paintball gets super popular and for some reason they think I'm important. Is that a Doge? What is a Doge? Stoolin! Stoolin or stolen? Stolen? I like stoolin. Stool, right? That's how you spell that. It'll be the Go Sports, the Go Sportsenium Museum of Paintball. So in other words, it'd be all GI products. It'd just be all GI stuff. It'd be all GI employees and GI products in the Go Sports Museum of Paintball. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for that $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you for the amazing, informative content. Absolutely, no problem. Thank you for your Canadian moolah. Wouldn't have gotten into paintball otherwise. That's another one of those crazy super chats. Like you're the second person that's super chat tonight that said that they like wouldn't have got into paintball without it. That's crazy. Also, you got a DM6. I liked the DM6. I was a fan of those. I was a fan of the. I think I kind of liked dye guns. I liked dye guns honestly up until like DM14, and I was like, I don't know, they just weren't the same. Anyways, also yeah, DM6 for $250. Yeah, $250 for a DM6. I think if it works, $250 is fine. I think $250 might be a little high, but maybe $200's probably right for a good working one. So I mean, whatever. That's about right. Yeah. It's not a bad one. Stop! My super chat kind of matches. You know what I'd really like to do someday is like sync up the colors and awesome. Oh man, how do we pronounce this? Yogers or yogurt? Yager? I think that's right. Yager or Jaeger? Jaegers? Jaeger? I don't know. Whatever. We went to that place, the underground paintball field, did some drills, then ran points. Not in the cave. Well, then what's the point? I mean, the only reason I'd go there is the damn cave. Topside on the air. Wait, you played topside. Played topside of the airball field. Caught the first half of the stream on the drive home. Awesome. Man, I'd love to go play at night. Yeah, love playing paintball on Thursdays. I'd love to play paintball on Thursdays too. It's just so neat to be able to like Jaeger, cool, Christopher. I kind of thought so. Jägermeister. The problem is I don't drink alcohol. I certainly wouldn't drink Jägermeister if I did. I don't know. Yeah, I used to love to play during the week. It's just cool. Like, it feels like you're not supposed to. It's a special thing. It's kind of like just neat. It's just kind of fun. $250 Canadian. That's true though. You did pay Canadian. So $250 Canadian for the DM6. Yeah, that's probably right. That's closer to about 200 US. Yeah, playing during the week was always a ton of fun. I think that's funny you say topside. Isn't that what they say on boats? If you're in the Navy, like topside is on deck or something like that. I think it's cool. You know what? There used to be paintball fields. Iron Fist person. There used to be paintball fields open. Well, there used to be one paintball field open during the week in the summer. Capital Edge used to open on Wednesday nights. I don't know what happened with that. They just don't do it anymore. I don't go out there all that often though, so it's not like I'm up on the scene and know what's happening out there. So who knows? Oh no. Yeah. An umlaut. AE is an umlaut. I don't know. And I do want to go play woods ball though. I'd really like to play woods ball. One of these days, guys. One of these days. Yeah. Playing in the summer is so much fun, and in summer nights. I mean, the problem around here is that like it's late till like 9, you know, like everywhere. But I mean, like it's 6:30. Oh, it's like 84 outside. It's not that bad. But like, man, sometimes like in the heat of the summer, I mean, it could be 100 degrees outside right now, so it could be like super hot still at this time of night. 2004, damn it, I thought it was 2024. I was like, dang, you're running for office somewhere. Brad, thank you for what you do. Thank you. Thanks to you, I have returned to paintball after 8 years. There's another one. It's crazy. And planning to play at least 1 to 2 times a month. Good stuff. We're gonna save that one too. That's been 3 of you guys today who have said that you continue to play paintball or started whatever, something because I have this damn YouTube channel. Blows me away. Thank you very much. You might have missed my rant earlier about how appreciative I am to all you guys. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to go back about 10 minutes. 20 minutes? Yeah, you know, one thing that I think's good about paintball, and something that I've known for quite some time, like one of the reasons that I like paintball and kind of got into, maybe didn't realize at the time, but now know. Sergio, what paintball channels do you watch? None. I watch the Go Sports stuff, but that's all. Yep. I just don't want to. I don't why, you know, like I don't know. When products come out and I need to like review stuff, sometimes I'll watch other people's videos just to kind of like see what's going on or watch the manufacturer's videos or whatever, but other than that, not really. Levi, do you know the story? Oh man, Levi. I want to talk about why paintball, I love paintball too, or what I found playing paintball. Do you know the story of the J4 Torque? Not anymore. I mean, I could have told you like 5 years ago, maybe. I mean, there was like a prototype and then like a bunch of stuff got manufactured wrong and then like they couldn't afford to make new parts and like, you know, I don't know. I can't remember. I have no idea. I don't know if you're asking me to tell me or if you just want to know. I truly don't know. You know one who could really tell you probably, though? Two people maybe. Jake Krulin, who comes in here. Jake from NorCal. Jake might know. Or also Tim Firpo owns a paintball company called Paintball Tech. Tech with T-E-K. Tim's like super paintball gun fixer. He works for like Planet Eclipse, and he helped assemble lots of the Twister CS1s at Boston Paintball, and like he's worked for Inception Designs. Like Tim knows what's up. I think Tim knows as well. He might know kind of what's going on with the torque as well. Anyway, so yeah, what I found and what I think I like about paintball, and one of the things that can be good for a lot of people, and this isn't just paintball, but I think that paintball kind of has a unique thing it can offer people. So I think one of the things that like I was missing when I Renee, yeah, it is. That is what is in the background. I constantly have some sort of like chill wave, something jazz in the background. Not just this, just through life. Well, one of the things, yeah, I think that we can find in paintball, and one of the things that I lost, and many of us lose when we maybe don't have tons of coworkers. Like I don't have any coworkers. Well, I hang out with myself all day. Don't have tons of coworkers, right? Or maybe you played sports in high school or sports in college, where you had a big group of people and you guys were like brothers and like friends, and like this was your big, huge extended family. I think at some point paintball can provide that, right? I think that some of these teams grow really tight and it becomes, kind of a family. Like you become like a group. And it kind of makes you feel you kind of belong to something, and like, yeah, it just makes you feel good. So I think it can bring that sense of community and belonging. Like you have to be responsible to other people outside of your family and like whatever. And then it also definitely helps you get that aggression out. Helps you get tired, man. You have to be competitive and physically push your body, and it allows you to kind of do that fighting, like aggressive thing that I think is good for you. Yeah. So I found that that's one of the reasons that I like paintball, because it brings me that sense of extended community maybe, and yeah, allows me to challenge myself and do something different. Like I was talking about friend Junior about this last Sunday. We were actually at the paintball field, and I said, I want to start it just in life. I talk about this all the time, challenging myself, like doing crazy bike rides and stuff. Like I want to start challenging myself at the paintball field. Like I'm so used to being complacent in like in back center, right? Like I'm like, back center, I'm gonna go, this is where I play at, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that anymore. Like I'm gonna be like 50 Dorito off the break and like do crazy stuff to like challenge myself, and yeah, just challenge myself. I know I can play paintball. I can play any position. If I was in good enough shape, I could play any position. Doesn't really matter. Yep. Oh, someone else. Brad Johnson, that's me, is a Planet Eclipse fanboy. So why even ask this question? As Woodworth says, he owns a CS2, so I'm sure he'll say CS2. Also, he's a PE fanboy. You know why I'm a Planet Eclipse fanboy? Because their paintball guns are better than everything else. If you don't believe that, you're confused. I think that most people that don't like Planet Eclipse and say that their other gun is better, it's to be contrarian. It's to be unique and try to stand out, when all you're doing is lying to yourself. Like, those of you that think that the Dye M3S is better than the CS2, like, where does that come from? Like, I just think that you're just used to it, right? So you say that it's better just because everyone else says they like Planet Eclipse. I've had 2 Planet Eclipse guns my whole entire life. A 3.5, or no, I guess 3, since I own the LV 1.5 for a little bit. So 3.5, LV 1.5, CS2. I've had more die guns. I've owned more die guns. I've owned more Intimidators. I've owned more Angels. I've owned more AKA paintball guns. I've owned more autocockers, auto mags, like, you know, all kinds of stuff. Matt D said Entity M3S is pretty sick. I don't know. I'd much rather have an old Matrix. If you could get me like an old Entity Matrix, I'd much rather have that over the M3S. Cool. I don't know. I just think it's so weird how people like think that like their Lux Ice is better than a CS2. I've talked about this often too. So my friend Kyle, who I'm actually going on this backpacking trip with Monday, he loves the Lux Ice. Well, actually, he's buying a CS2 now. His Lux Ice got stolen, but he loved the Lux Ice, right? We talked about it. I'm like, dude, you know that, like, at this time when we were talking about it, I'm like, dude, you know the CS1's better than your gun, like the Lux Ice. He's like, yeah, for sure. Like, CS1 is more reliable, built better, is more air efficient. It's easier to fix. The warranty stuff's better. Like, everything, lots of things are better about it. He just likes it. Then, like, that's fine. You know, I'm all about that. You play with what you like, but don't jade yourself and can, like, trick yourself into thinking something's better. Yeah. Rennick, that's a very good comment. You said people tend to fetishize their own gear based on self-biased information. Or self-biased confirmation. Yeah, I mean, me too. We all do that. You, like, subconsciously do that. I forget what this, there was a study, actually, that, I can't remember, it's called the IKEA effect, or I don't know, they did something where they actually, like, had people, they did a study, right, where they got all the IKEA furniture. So some people purchased, like, got IKEA furniture already assembled and put in their house, and then some people got the furniture and they had to build it themselves and put it in their house. So same furniture, right, when it's all said and done, it's the same bookcase in both houses. One person built it, the other person didn't. The people who built the bookcases wanted to keep them and like actually liked the bookcase more than the other people who didn't build them. Because it's their bookcase. They built it. They're like weird bias toward this thing because they made it. I think that same thing can be said with these like people saying that they like, you know, whatever paintball gun or whatever car or whatever they have because it's theirs. Theirs is the best. Yep. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely something that like I've also been somewhat conscious of, is that I already think the Planet Eclipse guns are better, right? Like I'm like, oh, they're better. I'm saying that right now. So when I'm looking at something, I need to realize that like I think that. Like intrinsically, I just think that. Like if Planet Eclipse comes out with a gun and like DLX comes out with a gun, I'm automatically just going to be like, oh, the Eclipse gun's better, without seeing it or knowing anything. I have to be aware of that when I'm reviewing products. Yeah. So that I like, when I say it's more reliable, I have to be like, why? You know, like, is it really more reliable, or do I just assume that because it has an IV core or it has the gamma core or whatever? Eddie, the guy who's gonna bail on me doing a live stream. So Eddie, I just think that like, I don't know. Why is the mouse not? Oh, anyway. Eddie, I just think that we could be super funny. Like, I just want you to make fun of me, and then I can make fun of you, and I just think it'd be great. I think it'd be so funny. I think it'd be cool. I want to start a weekly. I would like that to be the new Paintball Ruin My Life live stream, honestly. I want to go to Extreme once a week. Oh, I know you're not going to bail. I told you the day, you're like, I can't do it that day. I do want to set up a day, though. I think it'd be great. There we go. 210 Corona. Have you owned a G6R? There's another gun. I have owned more G6Rs than I have Planet Eclipse guns. Yeah, I've owned G6Rs. I love the G6R. I think the G6R is still, I mean, honestly, still one of the better guns out. I mean, I'd probably put it like, you know, top 5-ish, 6-ish. The only reason I honestly went away from the G6R, because I literally had a 2012 G6R that I custom ordered from Bob Long that was tan with black parts. It was super cool. The only reason I like went away with it or went away from like G6R is because it just got boring. I mean, after having the thing for like 3 years, it was just boring. So I got a 3.5. Still love the G6R. It's just 8 years or whatever it's been since they updated the thing. It's kind of like, so I really hope we see a G7R or something like that. Zach Riley, $1.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. What would be an upgrade from Chaos 2? Honestly, anything. Just like what would say is anything. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the next logical step would probably be some sort of mid-rangey electronic gun, like the Etha 2 or like the Axe 2.0. If you don't want to go that high, maybe something like the Proto Rise or whatever. I'd definitely say, I don't know, I think Etha 2, like, we'll talk about this. Like when I'm talking to customers or used to talk to customers at Paintball Store, if they're like, I got a Chaos 2, I want an upgrade, I would say, well, the things that are going to be better about what you're going to get for spending more money is going to be electronic and low pressure. And I think the best value in paintball is the Etha 2, because you're going to get electronic, low pressure, and it's going to be very good at all two of those things. Yeah. A Rainmaker. There you go. Get a Rainmaker. Rainmaker. A Rainmaker. That's a long comment. Whew, just another Fortnite YouTuber. That's a good. My friend has like $2,000 worth of paintball gear. When we got out, he never plays, and when he does, he hides behind first bunker the whole game. How do I ideally? Whew. We'll start over. My friend has $2,000 worth of paintball gear. When we go out, he never plays, or when he does play, he hides behind the first bunker the whole game. How do I deal with that when he's better than me? I don't know. I just didn't even read that. I didn't even really pay attention. I was just concentrating on reading without stopping. He never plays. He's hiding behind. God, I don't know. Just blast him. Go for one-on-ones. Bam. Sounds like a good idea. Brass Eagle Rainmaker with Oracle Autococker pneumatics with a 90-degree angel frame. That's good. Oh, Rainmakers. Rainmakers were definitely gone when I started playing. I mean, with 2001, I mean, they were technically still around, but they'd never, like, no one ever used them. Rainmaker. There's a good one. Connor, Planet Eclipse GX Gear Bag or Virtue High Roller V2 or Best Gear Bag. It matters what you want. So me personally, I like the Eclipse GX split compact, like the compact bag that comes apart in two sections. So it's not long. It's kind of it's shorter but taller, and you can zip off this little top compartment thing. I like that because I can separate my camera stuff and paintball things and whatever. I think for most people, though, you're liking that more traditional classic long style bag, like the Eclipse Classic Gear Bag. And I think out of those two bags, whether the High Roller Bag or the GX Bag, the High Roller Bag, the Virtue Bag, I would probably go with. I do like the Eclipse bags, but I think for the long style bag, the High Roller probably offers more. There's definitely more unique things about it that are specific to paintball. The High Roller Bag. It's a little cheaper too, so that's good. I mean, it's like $30 cheaper, $20 cheaper. I don't know. Yep. I still have my View Evolution 2. I don't think they made an Evolution 3. Confusing. Spider-Man. When are they going to make a Pops for the E-Tech and G-Tech? They do. They do. It's called the Pops V2. It just plops right on there. You just take your stock one off, either your on-off, and just put it on there. Yeah. Jordan says 2 buddies on his team have the high roller bags and never complained. Yeah, I have my friend Kyle, who I keep talking about. He's got one of those things. He likes it. Yeah, I'm a fan. But again, I mean, yeah, these bags are $200, so it's relative, right? If you got the money and you want something that honestly could last you 15 years, like most of these bags are made really well. The Eclipse bags and the Virtue bags are all made really well. Yeah, if you can afford it and you want something that's going to last forever, whatever, these paintball bags are a good choice. If you don't, they are just bags, So by no means do you need a paintball bag. If you can't afford it, spend your money on something else. Go buy more paintballs or whatever. Because they are just bags when it comes down to it. The Evolution 3. What was the Evo 3? Was it just the Evolution 2 with a Z board? It's technically not even an evolution. It was like Evolution. There's technically no O in it. Stupid. I vividly remember seeing like, oh no. Anyway, I'm not searching for that now. Yeah. So yeah, you won't see me. This will be my last live stream for 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. Man, I might be really confused. So we leave. Let's just look at the calendar. It's a lot easier to me trying to guess. My days are all off. Well, it's not January. I was looking at Australia stuff. So yeah, there will not be a live stream for 2 weeks. You will not see me the 23rd or the 22nd. We'll be out backpacking. If you guys want, you guys can stay all up to date with backpack trips by following me on Instagram. I'm gonna do live stuff from the woods, probably. Do some Instagram story stuff so you can see what's happening in the back country on a paintballer's adventure in the back country. Best tank for beginners? Yeah, sure. The Ninja 48 3000. Kicks for days. Here's an interesting one, maybe. With paintball companies coming out with these Bluetooth boards, they should have a tracker and something to disable the gun if it is stolen, where it won't fire and be locked by the owner with a app. Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't see why not. Do you want to have to like unlock your phone every time you use it though? Or unlock your gun every time you use it? I don't know how that would work. Maybe it has a clock on the inside so you can keep it unlocked for 24 hours. It has a clock. So if it's over 24 hours, it locks itself and you gotta unlock it for another 24 hours. Jose! Thank you. $2 super chat. Lock it when it is stolen. How do you lock it when it gets stolen though? It'd have to have like internet connection too then. But find your iPhone. But that means you'd have, but with the find your iPhone thing, it's using your actual cell tag. It's using the cell data or your like Wi-Fi. So it's not this board would have to have some sort of like data plan. You don't want to do that. Like that's insane. You don't want your paintball gun to have a monthly data plan. I don't know why lock it. I don't know. It wouldn't make a difference because so someone's gonna steal your paintball gun. And then they can't use it when they steal it. What are they going to do with it? They're just going to like check it. They're not going to bring it back. So either way, you're not going to have either way, you're out of a paintball gun. Yep. There's really no point in Bluetooth either. You could NFC. I kind of like NFC more because NFC is even lower energy. Anyway, this is crazy. This is not gonna happen. Evan, what are the best Facebook groups for PB near New York, New Jersey? I have no idea. I'm sure there might be, just search it. I couldn't tell you, honestly. I'm not sure. Yeah, used all my minutes, my CS2. It's true, though. It's even like Apple's trying to say that you technically don't own your iPhones, like, and you can't repair them and stuff. Like, that's craziness. That's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, right. Old Soul, that's a good one. But they might not be able to. He said, so if someone stole your gun and you had a board in it, they just change the board. It's true. That is true. Unless the only way to get a board was to prove you were the original owner. Ray G wants to know my opinion on Placerville. Placerville's cool. I like Placerville. I like Placerville and Auburn. They're both foothill communities here in the Sierra near Sacramento. I like Placerville. My only problem with Placerville is it still gets super hot, so it's weird. Yeah, Placerville is not bad. And you probably won't bunker me at Capital Edge. No, you might. It's possible. Yeah, Placerville's not bad. Yeah, I like Placerville. Okay, I'm going. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta continue working. I'm gonna go work on Paintball Ruin My Week. So, or no, paintball question time. Yeah, paintball question time. So, yep. Yeah. Okay, guys. Go follow me on Instagram. Find that thing on Instagram. You can buy one of these shirts if you go to that store too. But then again, the store's gonna close for a little bit because I gotta leaving and all that stuff. Levi again. Thank you, sir. You talk shit about the rotors. I do. Al at NorCal talked hella smack about the level and the machine gears. Crappy history and mediocre products. No. I mean, I talk shit about the rotors. They jam all the time. I mean, I'm not the only person. I think that's like the consensus in paintball, right? I think that... I mean, they're not like awful. It's not like it jams every 2 seconds, but out of all the hoppers, it definitely jams the most. And the machine gear... So I talk a lot of shit about this thing too. This is the M1. Don't like the M1 at all. I think the M1, this hopper is pretty awful. But the machine gear was worse. For sure. Yes, I think that, but the problem with the gear is that it was just made awful. Like, the design wasn't necessarily bad. It's like, it feels like they designed the hopper, right? And then they like didn't have enough money to make it well. So they just kind of like made it and then didn't do any like prototypes or have like beta versions or anything. They just like did it, and it was like, man, this is like, this part's made wrong, and like it was just weird. So when GI took the project over, they just kind of like made it better. Like they just like manufactured it better. It ended up being fine. Yeah. So anyway, are you going to scoop a Boston Twister cocker? I don't know. It's been talked about. I don't know. I really want to, but I don't know. I don't have the money for it, and I wouldn't use it enough, right? Like, I wouldn't use the thing enough to justify owning it, for me at least. I'd just rather have the money. I can't afford to have, like, $1,600 just sitting around, so. I don't know. Who knows? I'm building my own cocker. I'm going to use that one. Okay, guys. I'm really out of here. You guys enjoy your night. It's almost a weekend. Tomorrow's Friday.